Hello my crafty friends, and welcome to my Christmas calendar. I'm going to do one craft each day until Christmas, and sometimes you maybe have seen it before, and sometimes it's new for you. I'm not going to do it with Christmas things, as there are a lot of ladies that are doing Christmas craft at the moment. You can of course do it if you would wish with Christmas paper and in Christmas style, but I'm going for my ordinary neutral kind of vintage style. Sometimes I might do something totally different, we never know, and some days I'm going for the things I used to do. And when you at least know it, it will be a giveaway and some fun things that will be surprises for you. And you never know when and how, but some of the days it will be surprises and of course Christmas presents. Few in digitals and mostly physical that I'm going to send to you wherever you live in the world. So when it's physical, I'm sending it by mail to you wherever you live, if you win. So today I'm going to start with envelope decorations. You can use printables or you can use your own envelopes and just write decorations on them, or maybe just decorate them with pictures or something like that. I'm actually going to use a digital today. It's not so often that I do that, but sometimes it's easier to craft for everyone if they have a printable or kind of a thing to cut out and use. So instead of making my own envelopes this time, I'm using my Porch Prints digital kit, and we are going to age this a bit, and we are going to put in another printable from Ruby and Pearl XO as a letter to use as writing space. And this is coffee dyed paper I have printed it on, so we get this old look. But let's start with cutting out this envelope. Here we are, and we have cut it out. Then we can see where the opening of the envelope is supposed to be. So I'm just going to do like this to get it equal on the same, on both sides. So I'm going to cut kind of like this first, and let's see if I can round it a bit in the middle too. Like that. So now we can do like this, and we have a envelope. But first we are going to make it a bit old looking, and I'm not going to use it as it is like this. I'm going to shut it and then open it up like it's opened in the mail. But let's give it some distress and make it look a bit old. I'm using antique linen and just giving the edges some yellowness, so it looks like it's a bit old. A little bit more. In old envelope it often was another color, so we are going to take a thin paper and put another color on the inside, so we don't have this white type of paper. So let's grab one. So I'm having this thin paper. This is packaging paper that you use when you are moving, and I have eco-dyed these, and I thought we could use this page that is a bit lighter, or this side. So I'm just going to make a line where I'm going to cut. Or actually we can glue it down first. It's easier to get it straight and right when we cut afterwards. So let's do that instead. Put that aside, and I'm just going to take a glue paper. So I don't need to get glue all over the table. I'm using my glue stick for this. Making sure that I have glue all over the edges. That's most important. Like that. So then just let us cut this out. like that. So then we will just make this go down like an envelope. I think I will go a little bit darker for these edges so we really can see that it's old. Doing a few darker part on the envelope too. So I'm smushing my envelope a bit, and then I realize this isn't glued down properly. So let's give that a bit more glue. See if there are any more edges that are always the corners. Even if you think you have put glue on them, it's a bit fun that it doesn't look that way. I'm not smushing all of the letter, just part of it, so it still looks natural. So let's glue this together. I'm not think I'm going to sew anything of this because some of you do not have sewing machines, and I want this to be manageable for everyone, so let's just use the glue today. If you have a sewing machine and want to sew around the edges, please do, but I'm going for glue today. Be careful to not glue too near these edges, then you will glue all of the envelope together. So be careful with that. And then we glue this down. Making sure that the corners have got enough of glue. Should have done this before. But I didn't see it until now, that it needed some color. Just taking my 03 pen and make this a little bit lighter. Just following the text. Some printers is lighter, and mine was a little bit light this time. Making a return to sender address. As we didn't have one, I think that's nice on the back of the envelopes. So let's close it up and rip it up. And a bit more glue like that. I think I'm going for a knife, at least in the beginning, so that we can get a bit of a natural opening. I'm doing this while it's still a bit wet, so I will get this natural way of getting the inside to rip a bit and make a nice edge. The paper on the inside have gotten a bit loose, so just going to give it another coat of glue so it won't get stuck when we put something in the envelope. And if you don't like this kind of rough look, you can just do the envelope as you would like it. But this is kind of my style, so I want it to be a little rough like this. And to make it even more realistic, I'm going to put another stamp on it, so you can really feel that it's 3D. That will make the envelope look like it's an original and a bit more realistic and fun. So I'm going for 2 Swedish stamps. That is one from I think it's 50s, and this is a bit newer but still about 50 years old. So let's glue these 2 down. It's always fun with a lot of stamps on the old letters. And then I'm thinking we need to do another stamp on top of this so that it looks like it's really are stamped. And giving it some roses up in the corner, and then we are going to give it some gold on the edges. Not much, just so that we can make it feel a bit more luxury. In the old days, the envelopes had to tell stories. You couldn't always write everything down. You needed to be a bit careful. So many used the envelopes as a secret message. Just drying my brush off like that. Putting these aside to dry for a bit and moving over to the letter that we are going to use in the envelope as writing space. And I'm going for my ruler so we can make it a little uneven in the edges. That. And some ink. Don't need so much as I have printed this out on coffee dyed paper. But I still want all the white to kind of be covered. And the color wasn't so even on old letters. So to make it look more old and used, I'm going around it with some ink. I have this little punch that makes a pattern, and it makes it looks like it has a little sign down here. Nothing big, but it gives it a little feeling of embossing. So that's nice. And if you want, you can just take a little bit of color and go over it, then it will be seen a bit more. You can also emboss it with heat embossing if you would like to make it stand out a bit more. Crumbling some of the edges. It has been read a lot of times. And then we need to see how we will fold it. Go like this. And like that. To get it into the envelope. folding it all sides and all the way, right and left and left and right, and so it really feels like it's been folded a lot of times. It makes it more realized. What do I say? It looks more realized. No, I have forgot the word. Looks like it's really old and unique, antique, old. 1807. So this girl that are sending this letter wants to give this friend a little extra, so she had dried a flower from the garden, put it on an old Bible piece, and we're going to put that down with a little cute paper clip. Maybe, if it hasn't get stuck in everything else. I have curled the edges on the paper clip so it looks a bit more cute. Like that, and I think it needs a little piece of lace maybe. Should we put that? I think it needs to go on this piece. Try to not crumble that up. Let the glue dry a bit more. Like that. If you would like to, you can also decorate the envelope a bit, but this time I think I want to have it a bit plain and more realistic like. So I actually going to leave it like that. Like so. So this was by day 1 in the calendar crafting, and I hope you got some ideas and maybe some tips are how you can age your paper to make them look more realistic. So see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye from Sweden.